Hey everyone, this will be a review of the Dynamic Weapon Solutions Mark IV Enforcer slide cuts for the M&P, and specifically my M&P Pro. This video will have two parts to it. The first will be showcasing the work done to the slide by the company, as well as my personal opinion with the company and a critique. So if you're interested in hearing my first-hand experience with the company, go ahead and stick around for the second part. Okay. So, the Enforcer slide cuts consist of 5 specific cuts. You have your top chevron cuts along the top. You have front cocking serrations. You have windows on both sides of the slide. What I would consider body length serrations down the length, as well as they reduce the thickness of the overall slide here. From what I've seen, it seems this version of the slide varies from the advertised photos on their website. You can see some of the photos have different body length serrations down the slide, and some do not. I'll add some pictures in comparison off of the side so you can see what they look like. But here's some of the different shots, how they have them on the website, so if you can compare. So what I've noticed in some of these photos online is it seems that on my slide specifically, they have reduced a significant amount of material on both sides here. So this side and this side here and these long body serrations actually protrude much larger than it appears in the photos. Specifically on my slide, the depth of these chevron cuts is 25 thousandths deep. The front cocking serrations are 35 thousandths. These body length ones are 50 thousandths deep. And the overall slide reduction is 30 thousandths, so 15 thousandths on each side. So some of my critiques on this slide are specifically on this side. It's kind of hard to see. I think I can get a good image reflection off of the light here, but you can see right here there's a circle. That is from the end mill bit stopping on the material, I believe, as it came down to reduce the 15 thousandths on this side, and it also results in this really rather sharp cut right here. It's kind of sharp, but it's been broken properly. But that is just a big marring right on the side there that I'm not very pleased with. And you know, the fact that I can see it on this camera kind of shows that if you're looking for it, you can see it. But frankly, the coating does kind of cover it. Additionally, as I mentioned, these body length serrations are incredibly deep. I'll pause for a moment. I'll put the frame on and give you an idea what I'm talking about here in terms of, but basically for those of you who fire, you know, have your thumbs up on the slide, this thing is gonna, it seems like this is gonna take off quite a bit of meat off your thumb if you're not careful. I can honestly see myself probably finding a local person, someone who has an end mill, and see if I can't just bring these down a little bit more, since despite them being raised so high, I mean they don't really add to the structural integrity of the slide anymore, since they're just protruding. But I'll roll into what I'm talking about with the frame attached. Okay, so I've put the frame back on to kind of give you again the overall view of how this is going to look if you get this work done to your slide. But those cuts are extremely high. Unfortunately, it appears that maybe one side's higher than the other. Holy shit. Well, hold on a second. Well, isn't that fucking awesome? Take a look. So, you can see, I didn't even fucking realize this. You can kind of see how this side has much shallower cuts and then this side. And you know what? I have my calipers right here. And I know that on this side, these came out to about 5 thousandths, 50 thousandths. And let's see how deep this side is. Holy fucking shit. About 30 thousandths on this side, 50 thousandths on that side. What the fuck? Okay, well, so we're going to go ahead and jump to part 2 of this video. Strap in, folks. It's going to get more messy than it already has just become. I would not recommend Dynamic Weapon Solutions to anybody based off my interactions off of just discovering just now that one side is actually, you know, what the fuck? I mean, 50 thousandths on one side, I thought this was really aggressive. That's your shooting side for most right-handed shooters where your thumbs rest. It's going to tear the hell out of it. I mean, even me just doing this now, I can see little flakes of my thumb, my calluses on there. This side, actually not bad. I would have had a problem, but this is the only side I felt. I didn't even measure that side. So, let's go ahead and back up here to my whole experience with this company and what I was initially going to talk about before discovering this fuck up. So I ordered this package back in early February, and on their website they said their lead time was 10 weeks. And afterwards, I noticed on their Instagram account, which I'll point out they are very active on, and I wish they were less active on their Instagram account and more active on cutting their slides and providing some kind of customer service. Their lead time jumped to 14 weeks, which I was fine with again. At the end of April, I received an email from them stating that my slide would be shipping next week. So I was like, great. And USPS said it was still in pre-shipment. Okay, no big deal. But after 2 weeks, it still said pre-shipment, and I was getting kind of concerned. So I reach out and I contact them, and I say, hey, you know, I got my tracking, but it's not updated. What's the status? And I get an email back, oh, USPS is not picking up in our packages. Your slide's ready to go. I'll drop it off tomorrow personally. Cool. Next day rolls around. Again, the tracking is not updated. I contact them, hey, what's going on? And they say, oh, please call the shop. You know, it's easier to talk over the phone. Okay, great. Call it, speak to a man named Pedro, who I believe is the owner. And he says, oh, I'm really sorry, you know, we Cerakoted your slide wrong. And this is true. I understood this made sense because halfway through the lead time, I sent them an email requesting to have the slide coated in battle-worn tungsten. You'll notice it's in tungsten, though. So he said, oh, we Cerakoted the wrong base color. We're going to sandblast it right now. We're going to coat it, and I will ship it out to you tomorrow. I'll drop it off. Okay, no problem. I wait 5 more days. I send them another email. Hey, where's my slide? They say, hey, we will ship it off in the morning. I wait 3 more days. I send them another email. Where's my slide? You guys have said you've had my slide for this long. What's going on? And they said, oh, it's in the shipping bin, but USPS hasn't done their pickup, so we will drop them off tomorrow. So I wait 2 more weeks. And at this time, I'm getting really pissed off at how long I'm being kind of jerked around here. So that's when I start looking into YouTube reviews. Now, I had looked at YouTube reviews, but most of the reviews on YouTube are specifically Glock related, and obviously I don't have a Glock, so I was kind of not interested in so much what they were saying. But then I started deciding, you know, if I can't find anything on M&Ps or any kind of critique on this company, perhaps I'll look in the comments section. And oh my God, I found multiple comments of people saying, do not use this company. I had one guy talking about how he had purchased the slide from them in December and hadn't received it. One guy said they've had his slide for 6 months. Another guy said they sent him back a slide that was the wrong color. And I'm just going, oh shit, I did not do my research properly. So eventually June 5th rolls around and I finally send them another email after waiting another 2 weeks stating, okay, listen, where is my slide? I've wasted over 14, you know, I sent them 14 emails, I believe, or a combined total back and forth between me and Pedro. 14 emails of him constantly telling me, yes, we'll be shipping it tomorrow. Yes, we'll be shipping it tomorrow. So I send them an email and I say, listen, where is my slide? I've been told 5 times that it will be shipping tomorrow over the past month. Listen, if the work hasn't started yet, which I assumed had happened, that's fine. Just tell me. Stop jerking me around. The running joke with my friends is I thought, honestly, like, you know what, they probably lost my slide and they're trying to figure out a way they can order another one or something. I'm not sure. So I finally get an email back the next day saying, don't worry, sir, your shipping tracking will be updated tomorrow. And I'm going, these motherfuckers just sent me the same exact email again. But the next morning, the tracking was updated. And on June 9th, I got my slide. Now here is the problem. So as I mentioned, I sent them a request to have this coated in battle worn tungsten. I paid them an extra $100 via PayPal for this. They said it wasn't a problem, but you'll notice that this slide is in tungsten, not battle worn. Okay, problem number one. Obviously, problem number two is very obvious. Where the fuck are my sights and the internals to my slide? They just ship me back the slide with nothing else. So, additionally, when you send in your slide, you send in this shop notes form from their website. They say, please send this in with your slide so that, you can make sure, oh, did you ship your internals? Did you ship sites? What kind of sites? What brand they were? If you send into any kind of framework, serial numbers, that kind of stuff, your order number, your name. So, M&P Enforcer model, I put M&P Pro here. Top chevron serrations, yes. Top window, non-changeable. Okay, I don't want a top window anyway. Side windows, I circled no. What the fuck are those? So, they didn't code it correctly. They cut holes in it, and they didn't send me back my Trigicon HD XR, orange front tip night sights or internals. So it's 3 strikes. And then even now in this video, I'm finding out now that this side here is actually milled down less than this side. So, needless to say, I ended up sending him a very heated email saying, I sent you, this is my order number, I sent you this slide, I requested it in battle-worn tungsten, it's in tungsten, I requested no slide windows, you cut slide windows, I shouldn't have to request, but where are my sites? I shipped these sites with internals, and they are not returned. And I said, here's my cell phone number, Pedro. Please call me and tell me how this happened and how you plan on remedying it. And what really upset me is I get an email back, 2 sentences. Your best bet is probably to ship it back to us immediately so we can remedy the issue and install the part. How the fuck do you uncut metal? So, that was my Sunday. So Monday, I ended up calling the shop, and I'm not sure if he recognizes my phone number by now or what. Didn't get a hold of him, but he ended up calling me back. And I said, Pedro, what happened? I sent you my slide. I got jerked around for 5 weeks till I got my slide. What happened? And to be honest, I don't even think he realized who I was, which leads me to believe that maybe he has someone managing his email accounts for the company, and that's totally understandable. But whoever that employee is did not pass on that, hey, Pedro, you have a really pissed off customer here who wants to know where their slide is. So I tell him, you coded it wrong. I don't have my sights, and you cut a hole in the side of my slide. And he said, well, I'm sorry about the coding. You can go ahead and send that back to us immediately, and we'll get it recoded for you, and I'll reinstall your sights and your internals. But the window, that's non-negotiable. That's part of the design. I said, but on the shop notes, he says, no, on the shop notes, it says non-changeable. You can't select no side windows. And I'm sitting there with this shop notes page right in front of me, and I'm saying, no, what you're talking about is the Mark II Destroyer. You absolutely can select no side windows on the M&P Enforcer. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to change that. I'm sorry. We got it wrong. And I said, but I want to know why it took 5 weeks for you guys to send this to me if this thing was done back in the beginning of May. That's what I want to know. Oh, I can tell you're upset, sir. We got it wrong and we're going to get it right. So if you go ahead and send us back the slide, we will fix the problem. And I said, I'm going to be honest with you, Pedro. I would rather take my slide. I would rather you ship me back my parts and me take it to a gunsmith locally and pay them money to reinstall the sights and internals than send this back to you. Because God knows when the hell I'm going to get this back if I send this to you guys. He said, and to his credit, he said, I understand that, sir. If you want, how about this? You keep me in the loop with this whole process. And if you could please send me the invoice from the gunsmith, I will reimburse you the price to have your sights reinstalled. Because I said to him, I will level with you. The tungsten color that I originally chose, I like. It's not that bad. The slide windows, I will admit, they're growing on me. I don't mind them so much as I thought I would have. But I want my money back, obviously, for the color upgrade. He said, okay, I will reimburse you the $100 and I will ship you your internal parts. And if you send me the invoice from the gunsmith, I will reimburse you for the price to have your internals and your sights reinstalled. Okay. Well, I gotta say, honestly, this video started with me kind of wanting to be really professional about this, but it wasn't until mid-video that I realized that this entire side of the slide is fucked compared to this side. Or rather, no, this side is fucked more than that side. I cannot emphasize to anybody anymore, do not deal with dynamic weapon solutions. I am greatly disappointed, and upon finding this, I know I get to have another fun conversation with Pedro, where he probably forgets who I was because I contacted him on Monday. But I will say I want to be hopeful, and give them the benefit of the doubt that, tomorrow's Friday, and if this guy really gave a shit when I spoke to him on Monday, he said, oh yeah, I'll tear apart my shop and I'll find your sights and your internals and I'll ship them to you. For a guy that realized how badly he fucked up a slide, I would think that he probably put those things in the mail on Monday. I live in Northern California. They're down in Southern California. It took this thing 2 days to get to me. So if he gave a shit and he shipped it on Monday, it should be here by Wednesday. I'm making this video on the Thursday, and I just checked the mailbox and I have nothing from him. So maybe tomorrow? I don't know. But I will certainly let everyone know down in the descriptions for this what day I actually do receive the my my Trigicon sights and my internals. I'd love to tell you all how this was to shoot, but I can't shoot it without the internals. So avoid this company. I thought I was going to give this a really fair review and sit there and say, hey, I understand, this guy wants to put out the best stuff, and that's totally fine, but, fuck, how does it take someone over a month to ship a slide that's been done? I don't understand that. But now, my God, this is upsetting. This is truly upsetting to sit there and send this off to them, and knowing that they're going to say, oh, we got it wrong, we'll do better. I don't know what that means. You can't uncut these windows, and so interesting enough, I even noticed too when I was preparing for this video where I was trying to, emulate the same angles as the photographs on the website, and I remember thinking like, oh, this side looks normal compared to that side. So, despite all of that in the rant, I do have my friend's M&P Pro Slide here as well, so if you are still interested in this, you can go ahead and compare the two and see how they look side by side and what will get done. You can see how the mill went down this length here, and this is where that curve is. That curve would be right here. They mill off this warning, they mill off the brand name, and let's see, I'm not sure if it's going to show up very well on camera. You can kind of see the step here, but this is where you can kind of see the thickness difference between the two slides in terms of the lightning on the top. On this side, again, you can see kind of just the comparison of how they look. I'd love to have my sights on here so you could get an idea of how they look side by side. But this is what you're going to get, because I'm kind of done looking at this slide right now. So that's all from me. Again, avoid this company like the plague. This has been, this is going to be, like I said, I was going to I'm going to give these guys a fair shake. Give them a fair shake, let them know, let everyone know what you're going to get if you go to this company, but apparently you get garbage. Maybe, hell, maybe he did this to spur, despite me because he was upset with, how many times I was bugging his ass, whatever. But I will also let everyone know how the phone call goes when I call him and let him know that I have found yet another significant fuck up on this slide. So, hope you all have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Hey everyone. So this is just going to be an update on my whole situation with Dynamic Weapon Solution. Today's June 15th, and it's a Friday. And I can tell you already I don't need to go to my mailbox because I called Pedro this morning about this whole issue with these serrations being way too deep and basically wanted to know if my my sights and my internals are on their way, and as expected, I knew this was going to happen. No, they haven't shipped yet. The good thing though is he did remember my name when he picked the phone. It was a, "Hello, Logan. Hey, Pedro. Where's my stuff? We're getting it together. We're going to ship it out." Okay. Well, I informed him of the issue of this tooling mark right here. Where's my pen? I informed him of this tooling mark again. And I also discussed the fact that these serrations, one side is milled in 50 thousandths, the other side is 30 thousandths. He proceeded to disagree, didn't believe that that was true, and that he'd have to confirm it. And he started telling me that the M&Ps have bad tolerances in terms of how their parts are, and maybe that the slide was out of spec when he put it in the machine, and that's why it took off more. So I just want this to be clear with everyone. I'm going to measure these here for my own sake with my calipers. You can see they are zeroed out. The overall slide length or slide width of a standard M&P Pro comes at, what is that, 1.85. I'll even hold a ruler, so there's no bamboozle. We're looking at 27 millimeters wide. Alright, on mine here, yep, 27 millimeters. On this side here with the calipers, again, we'll zero them out, no bamboozle. Alright, okay. Same spot, same location. And we're getting at 1.085 inches. Okay, so I'm going to do this with my ruler too, over here on the side, so you can sit there and say, "Oh, you know, he's bamboozling." Alright, so that's right up against the surface there, and you can see how well I can get this shot in there with some light. You can see the little, it goes right up to that first zero mark, right? Okay, let's go the other side. Yep, doesn't even make it to the hash mark. Alright, so this is not, there's no tolerance issues with my slide being out of spec, because that's just how Smith & Wesson makes their slides. 20 thousandths is a ridiculous tolerance to be outside of. So after talking to him about this, he said the only way I can actually confirm this is if you send the slide back. And I said, okay, fine, let's talk about this. I'll send you my slide. He said he's more concerned with these tooling marks here than he is with the serrations, which I don't know how that happens. It's going to be interesting to see how he tries to fix this, because the only thing he can do now is mill these serrations down until they're 30 thousandths, which means he'll have to come in on this side and cut these down to 50 thousandths, and then mill off the side there so that they're not as aggressive. Because if he gives me this slide back and they're 50 thousandths, I'm not going to be happy, because this is way, way too aggressive. Not to mention that means even more material taken off the slide here. Next thing we're going to see is going to be a video review of me telling you how my slide cracked apart when I fired it. So the plan is, I'm going to be shipping this slide back to him. He's going to fix the tooling mark on the side. He's going to somehow fix the serrations, or at least acknowledge that, yeah, he messed up on my serrations. And then he's going to install my sights and my internals and send it back to me. So today is, like I said, is June 15th. We will see if that actually happens. But I'm going to keep this video for my file, for everyone else's viewing pleasure to see as well, in case something happens and I need some kind of proof or something. God, because really sucks to sit there and think that I spent $500 sending this slide to him, plus the slides cost, which is at least, I don't know, $350, plus the sights, easily $150. Almost $1,000 I gave this guy, and he gave me back trash. And he does not seem like he's really in a mood to really fix the issues he has here. So this video is gonna start private, and based off how things go with Dynamic Weapon Solution, I mean, I'd be stupid to post a video about how badly they messed up my slide when I still don't have all my parts back from them, right? I mean, it wouldn't be, that'd be kind of stupid of me. So we'll see. But I want this as a video record of what I'm planning on doing. It's the 15th. I talked to the guy on Monday. He still hasn't shipped just some small little parts to me. Still hasn't done it yet. And now I'm going to go ahead and take the plunge. And I'm going to send him my slide and see if he can't fix this problem. He has this one chance to redeem himself. But other than that, to be honest, whether he does fix this or not, the original video is still going up. There's no reason why anybody should have to deal with such a inadequate service like this, or should anyone ever put their firearm, their slide, or any of their parts at risk by sending it to that company. So, take care of yourselves. Have a good one.